Andersen.
All right, see what we're getting into on this Sunday. And I know, Monday for you guys. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel Andersen, and welcome to our Sunday update that I'm trying to get in the habit of doing no matter what is going on. Just kind of a chance for me to recollect from anything I got going on during the weekend. If it's not a particular project, there's always a laundry list of things to do on all of the cars nowadays. So no matter what, if I don't have a particular project I'm working on, I'm still working on projects in between. Hopefully tonight, I think we're gonna get into this thing a little bit, but for now, what I've been working on is number one, a little bit of organizing. Try to get all my chemicals and paints into a spot so I'm not digging them out of a bucket. And I needed that bucket to create my wash station over here for what was my valve covers. Now I just got the breather covers left to go, so let me show you the valve covers. All right, I got them sitting out here in the sun, baking and drying, just making sure they're all the way dry. I learned my lesson doing the intake manifolds. If you let them sit with water on them, magnesium does not like it, and it can start to bubble pretty fast actually, especially if there's already some spots of corrosion on it. But we got them decently clean, good enough to hit them with some paint. Magnesium covers, just they don't hold up over time. You'd really have to polish them up to get them shiny and then coat them with something to make it last. But in our case, we're just going to paint them and make them look nice. It would be awesome if somebody could make me a set of like billet covers, or something really cool would be like a carbon fiber cover, do like a whole new design, because it doesn't necessarily need to be this exact shape, but I guess that's later on down the line. So for now, I'm gonna let those keep baking, and I had one idea I wanted to run by you guys. Before I get to the idea, I'll just give you guys a once over on all the cars. C55 still sitting, obviously waiting for the valve covers. The new performance rails, we talked about that. They're doing a new iteration on the design. I also robbed the safety clips off of the stock injector line for the CLK55, so I'm waiting on a set of those. Shout out to Casey, offered to send them over all the way from Florida. C36 is awaiting, just again, the water pump reseal. That should have happened a long time ago, but I've been slacking with it, to be honest. And then I'm going to throw the belt tension on at the same time. MO63, I got the inside all cleaned up, and I'm going to clean the outside soon. Got a car cover for it, actually. I don't know what I'm doing yet, guys. I just drove it out yesterday. It's such an awesome car. I was driving it all day yesterday, so I don't know. It's for sale, but probably not officially for at least like another month or so at this point. E420, we just took this bad boy on a dinner date yesterday. It was a family dinner date, and we saw Spider-Verse too. If you guys haven't watched Spider-Verse, it's pretty sick. So we watched that after, took it to the movie theater. It was a good time, great car, it's been doing great. MO55 is doing good. I have started to notice a little bit actually of an exhaust smell when we've been driving it, so I am gonna have to look into that a bit. Could be a couple things that I'm thinking. It could be catalytic converters. They're kind of prone to cracking on these, so it could be something like that. Could be exhaust manifold gaskets, something else, but I definitely want to look into it because nobody wants an exhaust smell inside the car. And then CLK55 is waiting on a few parts. Shout out to JT. He is going to send a bunch of equipment for the E55 fuel sender and fuel buckets and all that stuff, so he really hooked it up. I'm going to give him a proper notice of attention once we do the actual video on that, but I just wanted to give him an early shout out. JT, shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for helping out with that build over here. So my idea that I was gonna run by you guys, you know, the breather covers, you know, they get resealed on with RTV, etc. Is there any reason, because I can't see why right now, is there any reason why I couldn't just epoxy these on permanently? Am I overseeing something? You know, I don't know. Is there an oversight that I'm not catching? Because in my mind, it would just make things easier. It would make them easier to paint as well, because I could just slap them on, prior and then paint them up. I'm not worried about the little breather ports. Those have stayed super clean. They were not clogged at all, probably because of me deleting the EGR and running the catch can. The insides of these are literally really clean. Like, I haven't even really scrubbed these yet. I just sprayed them down and started scrubbing off the old copper gasket maker that we used. So everything inside was real clean. I'm very tempted. You guys let me know. Is there something I'm not thinking about when I'm doing that? Is there a reason why that would be a dumb idea to just epoxy them on and make it permanent? The only idea, or the only thing that I could see going wrong with it, is if I didn't get a good seal and it was leaking, and then there'd be no way to reprimand that. But if I did a really good job with it, I don't know. You guys let me know. Bad idea? Good idea? Don't do it? Do it? Let me know. Also, shout out to the OGs that watched this past year's Vlogmas and saw me doing this literally in like 20-degree weather on my balcony of our condo. We've come a long way. We're still working outside, but at least we got the pressure washer right here with us. This made very quick work of what took me a long time on the balcony that day, and it being, you know, 50 degrees warmer helps too. So I got a little mix in my custom made spray bottle here of Simple Green, some basically like Purple Power concentrate, and just water. Makes a nice aqua blue color, but I'm just using that, spraying them down, scrubbing them down with the sponges, Brillo pad, scrubs over here, and then giving them a nice blast with the pressure washer. Calling it good. They don't need to be perfect, they just need to be clean, so that our epoxy primer and everything else will adhere to these pretty good. So I'm gonna finish these up and then we'll move on with the rest of the day. Alright guys, and one reason why right away, like I said earlier, it's magnesium. It's weird kind of stuff, and it can do this, corrode and bubble up and whatever else. So luckily this is savable. I'll sand this down, and the epoxy will, you know, seal all this stuff in. The underside obviously is getting coated with oil all the time, so it's not that big a deal, but the outers, especially depending on your climate, it almost seems like having your valve covers be a bit oily is a positive thing, because at least it'll keep them sealed and lubricated. But yeah, the magnesium is weird stuff, so check yours out. If you see any spot that looks like it's bubbling at all, chances are when you start scrubbing it, there's a lot more underneath. So I'm gonna get this sanded off, get it scrubbed up one more time, let it dry, and then we're good to start priming. Alright guys, got that piece cleaned up, just filed it down enough to make it, you know, work. So gonna go dry this out, start primering. Alright guys, decided to play it safe, even though I think the epoxy idea would have worked, but I just went with the good old Right Stuff gasket maker. So go ahead and get this sealed on. I'm gonna seal them before I paint them. I just feel like it'll be easier. Yeah, I don't want to paint them separately, so go ahead and seal this up, let it cure, and start on the other side. Alright guys, got that thing sealed up. Kind of let it sit for a while. These are just sitting in here hand tight basically, and then, you know, tighten them up. They really don't need to be torqued down at all. I have stainless bolts that I replace these with. If you have the aluminum ones, don't even tighten them at all. Just put them in hand tight, because they will snap. Alright, well, I think we are heading out on a walk with my mom's dog who's staying with us, Hannah. Wherever she is, she's hanging out somewhere. There she is. We're gonna go on a little family walk, and then I'll be back later to finish up valve covers. Alright you guys, later on in the night, finish up our walk and dinner and all that stuff, but second breather cover is slathered up, and what I did with the other one is basically just goop it on, and then all the excess wipe off with a towel on the outside to keep it clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze this down and catch you guys in a second. Alright guys, that one is all installed and cleaned up. Come back in about an hour to tighten the bolts down. Just sitting in here hand tight for now, and somehow I missed out on one of the stainless screws, so I gotta check around and see if I have another one. That's the Torx aluminum one, so check back in a bit. Alright guys, just torque these bolts down. Again, don't do them tight, just trust me, and do yourself a favor, get those stainless steel bolts. Now, the C36, if you guys don't remember the saga on this, I did the water pump, it was a pain in the butt, went to drive it, wasn't sounding normal first off, so I was like, what the heck's going on? Figured out it needed a belt tensioner, which that was a relief because I thought I got a bad water pump right out of the box, but the water pump also started leaking. It was dribbling out, and at first, you know, I thought, okay, new water pump, probably just weeping a bit, but I did take it out on probably 3 to 4 like 10 to 15 minute drives, and it was still leaking. So I am pretty sure it just didn't seal up correctly, and I think that was mostly on my behalf because I used RTV sealant on the mating surface and I didn't wait. You know, you're supposed to mate it up, hand tighten, and then torque it down after like an hour of letting it cure, but I didn't do that. So I think that I caused a leak, but it's been sitting here for so long, it doesn't dribble out unless it's like running or anything like that, and I haven't started this thing up forever, so I kind of feel like just running it for a bit and then checking if it does leak again. And I don't know, it's just worth seeing, I guess. So I haven't started this thing up forever and I miss it, so at least we can give it a start. Got the other two sitting in the back, garage is open, so I'm safe. So let's go ahead and do that. It'll at least be good to just fire it up and get the battery some juice, if anything. Oh god, there's a spider in here somewhere. Got a spider web. That's not good. So it starts right up. And there's that noise from the bad belt tensioner. We confirmed that by spraying a little WD-40 on the inner side of the belt, and as soon as you do that, the belt noise goes away. So that tells you tension is bad on the belt, or the belt itself is bad. But I know the belt is good because it's still really fresh, no cracks or anything, so it's got to be the tensioner. Matter of fact, let me show you guys. I get the WD-40 on there, it goes away. Alright guys, I'm going to let this run for a while. Go ahead and make a mental note of what everything is looking like. See if we still get some usage once we shut it down. Alright guys, well, had to test it out one more time to confirm, but yeah, it's for sure. I can see a leak. Leak point is like right at the bottom right of the water pump, and that just wouldn't be happening. I mean, a water pump might weep for 10 minutes, 15 minutes at most, but I've run this thing enough by now. It shouldn't be doing that. So we know the seal just didn't work, and no big deal. Doing the tensioner that I need to do anyways is going to be easier with the water pump off. Obviously, you know, you'd like to have done that before and do this job once, but that's okay. I was brand new to M104, and it's a bit of a weird water pump job compared to what I'm used to, or what I had been used to, but thankfully I feel like I learned quite a bit doing it the first time, and think that I can, you know, make much quicker work than I did the first time. Probably still take me an hour or two, but yeah, it'll be faster than the first time I did it. So I think I'm gonna leave you guys there. It's already pretty late right now, and engine's obviously hot right now, so I'm not gonna touch it anytime soon. But I think this will be a job I will tackle tomorrow night, and just get out of the way finally. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed Sunday and just kind of the weekend capture video from stuff that we've been doing, working on. I will have a video out soon on the valve covers, getting them back on the C55, getting that thing back up and running. Have a video on the CLK55 with a bunch of updates that are going to be coming this way this week. And then obviously this thing as well. So lots of little things on the way, bigger projects on the way. Stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.